Sneakers and Cleats, the podcast.
So, guys, are the Spurs good?
I don't know yet.
9-8 through 17 games. First time they've been over 500 this late into the season since 2021 season. First 3-game win streak at home since 2021. First time 7-3 at home since 17-18 season. They're playing really well.
A couple things are true, right? And that is, Oklahoma City and Golden State had the best record in the West when the Spurs beat them. So they're no joke. They did this. They won the second game without Devin, Keldon, or Jeremy. They won the first game without Devin and Wemby. Chris Paul's been better than we thought. Harrison Barnes has been better than we thought.
He's been really good.
Jeremy, Steph Castle's been better than we thought.
There it is.
And then and Wemby comes back and goes for 25 and 9. They're really improved defensively. What I like is the fact that they're playing so many different guys that, Mamu's chipping in and Trey Jones is chipping in and Champagne's chipping in. And most nights where they have good wins, there's 7 guys in double figures, all with about 12 points. And then 1 guy with 20. That's either Harrison Barnes or Wemby usually. And so they're balanced and they're guarding. I don't know what the number is, but, they've notoriously been dead last in defense the last couple of years. And they're in the top third.
Yeah, I haven't looked at the new numbers. I brought it up to you guys, I think, last Monday on the podcast. So they're significantly better defensively.
Yeah, and I think they can beat anybody, and they have.
They have. And, I think we talked about it on this show about it was important for them to get off to this kind of start, right, with as many home games as they've had early on in the season. And to me, I think it's what Don says, too. The fact that they're doing it differently, right? Doesn't seem to matter who's in or out of the lineup. They have enough bodies. You dust off Charles Bassey. He comes out and blows the doors off the game. Then he doesn't sniff the court the next day. But no matter who they're sticking in there, to Don's point, Mamu comes in and was plus 14 in the 15 minutes that he was on the floor the other night. You think it's just a little stint that he gets into the game for some quote-unquote, garbage time to rest some guys so that they can be fresher at the end of the game. But yet you extend the game by having somebody chip in to that degree. And I think it is kind of fascinating to see the fact that they are closing games and they are doing it differently. I think gives you reason to hope that this might be a pretty decent team.
Yeah, to that end, Bob, I think we should put a timer on the how long it takes for him to say Steph Castle, just like me with Bo Nix. I think we should start putting out a timer on that.
It should be the first thing we say every time.
Yeah, we should just come out and say Bo Nix and.
Or if you're
Stephon
playing
Castle.
a parlor game.
Second thing is to you guys.
Did you see what Steph posted on his Instagram?
No.
It was something. It wasn't the word victim, but it was something to the effect of another victim. And he's standing over Steph Curry.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I love it.
So it's like
I didn't see that.
Very, very, very sassy, very swaggy.
Sassy like Charles Bassey.
To say I killed another one. And he did. Curry was awful in that game because of his defense.
To that point, though, they ended that game on a 40-13 run. A team last year wouldn't have done that. Right. They ended up winning by 10. They were down by 17 at one point, ended up going on that run. The team last year would have curled into a ball in the fetal position and gotten rolled by 30, except for maybe the last 20 games or so. This year, this team fights, and it's something that I think we're all encouraged to see, that no matter what the deficit is, they're going to come out and they're still going to try and punch you in the mouth and play good defense, because that's what travels. That's what really wins games.
Yeah.
Right now, they're 9-8. They still, whole season in front of them. Is this something that's sustainable for them, this kind of ball?
Yeah, I think so, because of how many bodies are being involved, right? You talked about the guys that have been in and out of the lineup because of injury, and yet they're playing overall pretty well. There's some gaps and some lapses, and, that the first half of that Utah game the other night was like watching the clown show, and then all of a sudden it was like the Spurs had morphed into the Jazz and vice versa, because then the Jazz looked like the clown show in the second half, and then the Spurs ended up winning that game pretty easily, considering how far they were down. I think they were down 20 points in that game. So I think it is sustainable, because it feels like it doesn't matter what the combinations are, guys are getting more and more comfortable playing together on both ends of the floor.
They have to shoot a decent percentage from 3. That's the difference when this team is really bad and when they're really good. When they're going in, when Wemby's like 6 of 12 from 3-point land and Castle's making his and Champagne's making his, they're a completely different team than a lot of nights where Wemby's 1 for 8 from 3. So it's you know, I mean, it's the game. It's just when the ball goes in, you're a lot better.
Have these last couple of games changed your outlook on what this team's ceiling is at all?
No, I think I picked them to go 41-41, and they're right there at that. And I'm still a little nervous that they can get to that. But it also wouldn't surprise me if they go on a 10-game winning streak at some point.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what they're able to do. Can they take what they're doing at home and then do it on the road? We'll see. Has it changed my outlook? I'm not sure either. I mean, I think, you know, this should be a team, I think most of us thought, you should be making a run at a playoff spot.
I don't think it's changed my outlook either because I expected this. Not this maybe this early in the season, but to your point, I think we all thought they were going to be right around 500. They're at 500 right now. I was more impressed, though, with what I've seen in these last 2 games. I'm more impressed with how this team has looked early in the season than I thought I would be. But I still think they'll be, you know, maybe 43-39, somewhere around 500. Although that win against the Warriors really showed me a lot of strength and mettle on the squad.
The difficult thing for Mitch is going to be like balancing lineups. Like, what happens when Jeremy and Devin and Keldon are all healthy, and you got guys like Castle and Wesley and Bassey and Mamu and Harrison and Chris. I mean, this team has been so far 12 deep. Like, you're not going to be able to play that many guys. So who, other than Malachi, is left out?
Bob?
We got a comment from Daniel. He says the value CP3 has brought to this team is showing their IQ, spacing, motion, defense, etc.
Yeah.
100.
Yeah. CP3's done wonders for this
In
team.
that Oklahoma City game, he was out of the game with like 3 minutes to go. They put him back in, and he just says, go over here, set the screen for me here. And they got a screen, and he bounced past it to Castle for a layup, and he's like, go where I tell you guys to go. It's so great to watch.
Yeah, I mean, it improves everybody's IQ on the floor,
Yeah.
for sure. But we saw that coming. Like,
Yeah.
you get someone like CP3, it's you know what you're going to get. You're going to get that floor general. You're going to get a guy that'll tell the young guys exactly what to do. And you're not going to win every game. He's not going to make them a 60-win team, but he might make them a 40-win team.
And he's made big shots, too.
Yeah, 100%. He made that one, like,
Fall away 3.
Yeah, fall away 3. What game was that again? Was that OKC?
Yeah.
Yeah, because OKC was trying to make the run right at the end, and I saw that one by CP3. I was like, I've seen that for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
You know?
Right, and the fact that they're getting him with that contract is just, I mean, that's more of a shame on the rest of the league, right?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody thought, okay, he's taking a pay cut, but at least he'll get playing time here and, you know, whatever it is that they thought. But the fact that this guy still has some value, probably more value on a team like this that's eager to take some direction from a guy that's got some skins on the wall.
He came to win, man.
And Harrison
No
Barnes.
doubt. He didn't come
Harrison
here.
Barnes has been phenomenal.
Over 20 a game the last 3 games.
Absolutely.